Good morning. You're Whitley Shepherd.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Shepherd was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I've received the pre-sentence report. Have you both had an opportunity to review that report?
We have, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections?
Not from defense.
Not from state, Your Honor.
Ms. Shepherd, when I'm reading through what happened that day, it is one of the most frustrating things. You are out there as a parent at a park where we've been having all these issues with the kids acting stupid with guns and shooting. And there you are with your kids and other kids out there displaying a handgun. I have had some second thoughts about even going along with this plea agreement because that type of behavior, especially as a parent in front of all of those kids, is unacceptable. That's what's wrong with what's going on in our community right now. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So if I do go along with this, I want you to understand how important it is that you follow every rule under this probation, because if you violate any, things could be very bad. And I'll talk about that in a minute. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Any reason not to go along that you can tell, Mr. Rojas?
No, Your Honor.
Mr.
Nichols.
Nichols. Sorry, I'm reading these other names and hearing sounds, so. You've got two sons, 17 and 16, right?
I'm sorry, see yesterday.
Turned 18 yesterday.
Mhm.
And then is the youngest one's a girl.
Mhm.
They all live with you.
Yes, ma'am.
There any other guns in your house at this time?
No, no.
Your kids in school?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do they go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Shepherd, I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. I'm going to follow this agreement. I'm going to defer all proceedings, place you on probation for 5 years. You're ordered to pay the $1,000 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. That includes that you cannot go to Magnolia Park at 2930 Gulf Street. Can't be anywhere near it. Do you understand? Also, you can obviously not have any contact whatsoever with Myrtle Reggie, Jeremiah Lee, and Soraya Reggie. Do you understand? That's in person, but that's also sending messages or electronic communications or anything like that. You understand? You cannot have a firearm anywhere in your house, in your car, at your work. You are not allowed to be in possession of a firearm, and you can't have one in your home, even if it technically belongs to someone else. You understand that as well. If you do everything you're supposed to on this probation, this is an amazing opportunity because you don't have a felony conviction. And at the end of the probation, you can, if you're successful, the case is dismissed and you never will have a felony conviction. But the other side of that is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back in here, found guilty of the offense. And I have that entire range of punishment to look at, which is up to 20 years in prison. It's not just the 5 years that you're being placed on probation for. It's the whole range between 2 and 20. Do you understand? All right, I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you waived your right to appeal. You need to have a seat here in the courtroom. Probation's going to call you up to her desk when she's ready to go over your paperwork. All right, good luck to you, ma'am. Good morning. Are you William Bonilla? Good morning. This is good morning, Mr. Rojas. Clause numbers 25 DCCR 0719 and 25 DCCR 0174. And what is the announcement?
Yes, I think our plan is to enter pleas to the motion, come back to the punishment hearing, and then after that, we'll see what happens with the felon in the case.
Oh, okay. One of them's, are
One
they?
of the motion, it's a motion to revoke on a misdemeanor. EWI.
So, and so what are you guys gonna do with the new case?
The motion's based on the new case, Judge, so depending on what you do with the motion, I think eventually we're gonna plead it, but I want to see what happens punishment wise on the motion before we do that.
Mr. Bonilla, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And thank you. Will your client waive the formal reading of the motion?
He will, Your Honor.
Mr. Bonilla, in cause number 25 BCCR 0174, I have a motion to revoke your community supervision. Shows that you were placed on probation April 14th of 2025 for the Class B misdemeanor of driving while intoxicated. That was a 180-day jail term that was probated for 15 months. Is that correct? It alleges that you violated your probation. Count 1 alleges that you committed the new offense of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle, May 10th of 2025. And is that true or not true?
Your Honor, before he answers, may I move to orally amend that count to read that the defendant committed the offense as opposed to was arrested for the offense, so that it lines up or matches the
Yeah,
the
that's,
MPRP or the
thank you.
conditions.
No objection.
Okay. All right, so count 1 now alleges that you committed the offense of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle, May 10th of 2025. Is that true or not true?
Not true.
So we're gonna have to come have a hearing with,
It's just a matter of you watching the video, the judge is on. But yes,
I mean, you'll have to have an officer come to
Yes.
prove it up. Have y'all watched the video?
I have.
Okay,
We have, yes, yes. ma'am.
okay. Count 2 alleges that you failed to immediately report to the probation officer that arrest from May 10th of 2025. And is that true or not true?
It's true.
Did you enter your plea of true to count 2 freely and voluntarily?
It's true.
And because count 2 is actually true. All right, then I'm going to find that you entered your plea of true to count 2 freely and voluntarily, find that count true, find sufficient evidence to not find you guilty, to revoke your probation. I'm going to reset your case for sentencing. And it sounds like we just need, unless there's some agreement that if it's mainly just the video, if you guys agree that he can present the video without having an officer having to come and lay that foundation, great. Otherwise, I would think still in 11 o'clock with just one witness would be plenty, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Yes,
y'all discuss that, and then I'll get an updated pre-sentence report, and we'll see you back at sentencing. Good morning. Good morning. Are you Devon Murray? Speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is cause number 26 DCCR 0346. Mr. Murray was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony offense of robbery. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections?
Not from the defense, Your Honor.
There's the only thing I have, just more for the court's knowledge than anything else, with respect to the statement of the interested party. The co-defendant in this case is Jose Lugo, who is also before this court. I just ask you to take that into consideration when you see that case coming.
I mean, you guys both read the recommendation of ISF.
Yes, Your Honor, and I've spoken with Mr. Murray in regards to that. I did tell him that I would ask the court to hold it in abeyance if possible to see if he can get started with probation. But he does know that that is a decision for you, and whether that will be held in abeyance or not.
So it's not going to be held in abeyance. So you're young. This situation of I mean, the whole point was buying and selling guns, and that's just a big problem about what's going on right now. And so ISF is not necessarily meant to be a punishment. It's meant to give you some tools. You're very young, so that when you do that program and you get out, you can be successful on probation. Because what I don't want to do is put you on probation, not give you those tools, you mess up, and then come back in and go, well, don't revoke my probation, send me to ISF. So I'm going to send you now. You're going to get those tools. Then if you mess up, it's going to be even worse. You understand? All right. So I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 4 years. You're ordered to pay the $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. That will include entering and successfully completing the cognitive track of the ISF program. You are not to have any contact whatsoever with the co-defendant, Jesus Lugo, and also with the victim, Kiera Davis. Do you understand? And that obviously means contact in person, but it means any type of communication through electronic media or Snapchat or any of that kind of stuff. You understand? You'll be on the high medium caseload when you get out of ISF. That's also to help you get started on probation and to be successful. This is an excellent opportunity for you because you don't have a felony conviction on your case, on your record. And if you successfully complete the probation, then you'll never have a felony conviction. You'll be able to go on about your life like the rest of us without being a convicted felon. The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation at all, you can be brought back into court. You could be found guilty and you could go to prison for anywhere in the range of punishment, which is between 2 years and up to 20 years in prison. Do you understand? All right, I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed. And so you've waived your right to appeal. Also, I want to make sure you understand, Mr. Murray, you're going to go into custody today. You'll be in our jail for just a couple of weeks, probably. I don't think there's a big waiting time to get to ISF. But while you're in our jail and while you're at ISF, it's part of your conditions of your probation now that you follow all of the rules and be courteous and treat everyone that is working there with respect. So don't go get in our jail and start getting involved with some of the people out here there that are not doing that. If you get an incident report while you're in jail before you even go to ISF, it's a violation of your probation and you can never get out again without me revoking your probation. You understand? All right, you can go back with the bailiff. Well, sir, are you Francisco Garcia?
Yes.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment in each case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, in cause number 25 DCCR 0900, you're charged with the second-degree felony offense of burglary of a habitation from March 24th of 2025. And how do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
And then in cause number 25 DCCR 0901, you're charged with the state jail felony offense of publishing or threatening to publish intimate visual material from March 13th of 2025. And how do you plead to that charge? Again, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And because you did what they charged you with? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
In both of these cases, I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Ms. Holmes?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes.
And do you understand if I follow the agreements that you've made with the district attorney that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes.
And it looks like the agreement in the first case, 0900, is for a 5-year deferred probation. There would be a $500 fine. You would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation, which includes having no contact at all with Melissa Escalera and is that Jose Landa?
Yes, Judge.
And delete or destroy any intimate or private photos, and allow your probation officer to inspect any devices, your phone or any devices at your home. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, if I may, I neglected, I just realized I wrote those down as conditions in the burglary case, but not in the publishing case. The intent of the parties was that there be conditions in both cases.
Sure. You understand that'll be your conditions of probation in both of your cases, correct? And then in 0901, the agreement also is for that 5-year deferred probation, a $500 fine, and all of those other conditions that I've already gone over.
Yes.
Is that your understanding as well?
Yes.
Do you also understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes.
State tenders number 1 in each case.
No objection.
It's admitted in each case. Is there any evidence that Mr. Garcia is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of guilty in each case freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of those pleas. Find sufficient evidence in each case to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your cases for sentencing so the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. They'll give me more information about you and your cases, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. You need to stop on your way out of the courtroom today and talk to probation. She's sitting at that desk right over there. All right, we'll see you back at sentencing.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you.